man är långt från svenska kusten skär. Ska jag fira julen här på Hawaii? Ensam sjöman är långt från svenska kusten skär.
Hey, it's Beautiful Swan. Alright, so today I'm going to be reviewing the new MacBook Pro with the M2 Pro chip. Now, a question that I feel is possible is why didn't you do M2 Max? Now, for basically anyone who buys this, I doubt they will be doing 8K video content because, well, no one really has anything that's in 8K yet. And it is super expensive to shoot 8K. And that's really what the M2 Max is good for. It's pretty much only good for that, with that price, of course. Now, M2 Pro does 1080p perfectly fine on Final Cut Pro, and so there's really no idea why you wouldn't get this if you're a recorder like me who shoots in HD 1080p. Now, so the one behind me right here, this one right here in particular is the MacBook Pro with the M2 Pro chip with a 16-core CPU and a 19-core GPU with 1 terabyte and 16 gigabytes of unfied memory. Now, 16 gigabytes of unfied memory is all you need. It all depends on really what you're doing. If you have a bunch of apps open at the same time, yeah, you're definitely going to want more. But for someone like me who probably only has like 2 to 3 apps open at a time, it's perfectly fine. And I don't even know why there's an option for 96, but there you go. Now, as the average consumer, I personally think that the M2 Pro chip is the best for anybody because not everybody who buys this is going to be doing extreme video editing on like Final Cut Pro or Adobe, so it's well worth it. And even with the base M2 Pro chip, it works perfectly fine, super smooth, and it's just an awesome layout. And I think with that, it's an awesome chip, and all the specs are perfectly fine on it. Like, it's perfectly fine. A terabyte is perfect. A terabyte 2, 4, and 8, that's crazy. No clue why you need 8. Unless you are shooting really high professional videos. Now, the M2 Max. Let's talk about this. Now, if you want something extremely overpowered and like pretty much is near the impossible for it to lag, have no faith in the M2 Pro. The M2 Max, on the other hand, that one is a lot better for Apple ProRes 8K content. And so it all depends on really what you're going to be doing with it, and for the average person, this one's the one to go with. Now, when it comes to the computer screen size, which is the best? Now, personally, I think 14.2 inch is in between. 16, if you're someone who always watches YouTube and needs a big screen for their eyesight, maybe, then maybe that's when you might want to go to the 16. 13's a little small. Now, I love the touch bar that comes with the 13-inch, but physical buttons are just so much easier to go around with, and so that's another reason why the 14 and 16 are better. So I went with the 14. It's in between those, and, well, perfect for watching videos with my eyesight, and definitely for other things that you can do on it, like Final Cut Pro. Okay, so now coming to specs. So the base M2 Pro comes with a 16-core CPU, another 16-core GPU. I'm pretty sure that has all the same specs as this one. I think you can only do like 16 and 32 gigabytes of undefined memory, and then like 64 and 96 are too high for it. You can do, I think you can only do up to 2 terabytes on that, I believe. And so if you need a lot more of that, the in-between level, which I got, so the M2 Pro with a terabyte, so just getting a terabyte in general instead of 512 will up it to a 19-core GPU instead of a 16-core GPU, which it all depends. Like, you probably might want a better more cores for GPU because that's graphics performance. And so that's definitely a lot better. And then the CPU, 16 cores is perfectly fine. And then the neural engine on it, all of them are awesome. So definitely good. And then the Macintosh HD that comes with the terabyte is really well working. And so M2 Max has 2 options for M2 Max. You have the base M2 Max, which is a 30-core GPU and a 19-core CPU and a neural engine as well. And then the absolute max one, the best one, has a 38-core GPU and I believe a 24-core CPU and a neural engine as well. And that can do any option. And then those 2 M2 Max comes with the 96-watt charger, which I have, and it's pretty solid. So colors, silver and space gray. In my opinion, the space gray in most colors, in most like areas of like brightnesses, it looks more so a darkish color than gray. It honestly, seeing it like this, it definitely looks more, I'd say like dark grayish. And then like silver is just absolutely silver, like as silver as it can get, pretty much. Like, silver, I think, is probably better for warmer climates, and then like colder climates but like I don't know, it's all up to you. And then so those are the specs on them, but how do they actually handle? Now for me, I've owned it for 2 days, and I've done pretty much any test I could on it, and it's done really well on it. I'm genuinely surprised on how good it did on these tests. And so, like, just like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi connections, they did awesome. It definitely has a good Bluetooth connection. That was really good. Screen mirroring is really good on it. And pretty much anything else you can do that's like other features, it does that perfectly fine. Now, should you get the MacBook Pro or the MacBook Air? Now, I feel like with the M2 chip in the MacBook Air, and for like, you can get Final Cut Pro X on it, which is really good as well. I feel like for 1080p, if you shoot in HD, the MacBook Air with the new M2 chip is perfectly fine. Like, you could get it fully spec'd out for the price of like maybe this MacBook Pro, and this is nowhere near fully spec'd out. So that is one upside of getting the MacBook Air, and there is 4 more colors than this, which is also really nice. It's pretty much a lot more thin. That's a big difference. And then this has way more thick. So this has a total of, so there's, on the right side of it, you have 3 ports, an HDMI port, a USB-C, and an SD card port. And then on the other side, you have the MagSafe charger adapter port, and then you have 2 USB-Cs and a headphone jack or aux port. So that's really nice as well. Now, one downside is you can only get the MacBook Air in one size, so that is something to look about on the MacBook Pro. But overall, I think it's a good purchase. Don't do the most expensive one unless you're doing the absolute extreme of anything. And that pretty much has it. Let's get on to the unboxing. All right, now the grandness begins. So, my stupid keyboard over there. So here it is, little side around MacBook Pro. So we have to flip it over to this side so we get these satisfying peels. So I will do this one first. So I'm gonna be quiet so you can hear this. So grand. That sucks. All right, now we get to do this peel. It's so long. All right, now the moment of truth. This thing is heavy. I don't care though. This might be the greatest moment of my life. So we'll do the actual Mac in a second. So we have the normal charging capabilities, so the MagSafe, and there's it, and then that, so. Oh shoot, we have to get the brick. Oh, I'm pretty sure the brick comes with it this time. Yeah, that's the 96 watt brick. So then we have all this paper stuff with MacBook Pro and how to use it, which is nice. And then more paperwork that I don't care about. The big black Apple stickers, which are awesome. So that's that. And there's this giant little pamphlet book thing. And so then the charger itself. Oh, this is huge. Oh, unsatisfying. Oh, it's sticky. It's a nice big chargy thing. Oh, nice and sturdy. 96 watt. That's gonna kill the battery sooner than later. Then we have to do this. Oh, that's actually really nice looking. I don't know why it looks like that. That's cool. Oh, the MagSafe charger. Oh, so grand. Thank you, Apple, for this enjoyable experience. Oh, unsatisfying. Oh. Oh. I don't know what it's doing. Okay. Beautiful charger. Alright, so I'll put that over to the side as well as the pamphlet. Alright, so the main machine. All there it is in its glory. MacBook Pro. Oh, that's so cool. Oh. I never want to get this dirty. So it's actually pretty thin. So first opening. And there you go.